Are you accidentally making a mistake with your dog's food that could actually be shortening their life? It's a terrifying thought, but according to top veterinary nutritionists, it is happening in homes just like yours every single day.
83%. Wow. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's huge, and what it represents is something that every single one of us who loves a dog really needs to hear.
So that 83%? Well, that's the number of dog owners who are unintentionally harming their best friends. Now, this is not about neglect, and it's definitely not about a lack of love. It's about these super common, seemingly harmless feeding routines that have these hidden long-term consequences. The scary part is, these mistakes often don't show any symptoms for years until it's just too late.
It's a tough question to ask yourself, I know, but it is so necessary. The good news is, once you know what these mistakes are, you can fix them, like right away. And that's exactly what we're going to cover. Here on Love Dogs, our whole mission is to give you the info you need to protect your best friend.
All right, first up, let's talk about the when and the how of feeding. It seems so basic, right? But believe it or not, this is where some of the absolute biggest mistakes are being made.
I mean, just look at how innocent these habits seem. Feeding your dog once a day, yeah, that seems efficient. Taking them for a nice walk after dinner? That sounds like what a loving owner would do. But as you can see, each of these common routines carries a really severe risk, from painful acid buildup to a deadly condition called bloat.
And the solution? It could not be simpler. A massive 14-year study from Harvard found that dogs fed twice a day lived, on average, 2.1 years longer than dogs fed only once. The fix takes, 10 seconds? Just split their daily food into a morning and an evening meal. It is literally that easy to add years to their life.
Now, this is personal for me. I almost lost my German Shepherd to bloat because I just didn't know this rule. When a dog exercises on a full stomach, their stomach can literally twist on itself, cutting off all the blood flow. It is an excruciating and so often fatal emergency. Please, always wait at least 30 minutes after a meal before any real activity. Walk first, feed second. Always.
So, does your dog just inhale their food in 30 seconds flat? That's not just them being enthusiastic. It's a major risk factor for choking and for bloat. But here are 3 incredibly simple ways to slow them down. Using a slow feeder, scattering their food, or even just putting a large, safe ball in their bowl forces them to take their time. And that can literally save their life.
Okay, so we fixed the routine. Now, let's take a hard look at what you're actually putting in that bowl. Because what's listed on the ingredient label, well, it's everything. Go ahead, flip your dog food bag over right now. The very first ingredient should be a named meat, something like chicken or beef or salmon. If you see vague terms like meat byproduct, you have to be warned. Legally, that can include some nasty stuff like beaks, hooves, and even tumor tissue. Yikes! Also, try to avoid foods where cheap fillers like corn or wheat are in the top 5 ingredients. And you've got to steer clear of artificial preservatives like BHA and BHT, which are known carcinogens.
Think about it. Would you feed a toddler the same exact diet as a 90-year-old? Of course not. And yet, so many of us feed our dogs the same food their entire lives. A puppy's body is building bone and muscle. It needs a ton of protein. A senior dog's metabolism has slowed way down. They need fewer calories and way more joint support. Feeding the right food for their specific age can increase their lifespan by almost 2 years.
A 90% reduction in cancer risk. I mean, that is just incredible. That's what a Purdue University study found. And look, this isn't about switching to some complicated, expensive, fresh diet. It's about simply adding some dog-safe veggies, like carrots or green beans, to their bowl just a few times a week. The health benefits are just too huge to ignore.
All right, so we're feeding them the best food at the right times, but there's another hidden danger, and this one is driven purely by our love for them. Just giving them too much.
This is a truly shocking statistic. Nearly 60% of dogs in the US are clinically obese. And what's crazier is that most of their owners don't even realize it. That extra weight isn't just a little extra padding. It's a serious health crisis that puts this immense strain on their little bodies.
Cornell University put it into a really startling perspective. For a 50-pound dog, every single extra pound is like 10 extra pounds on a human. That little extra scoop of kibble might feel like love, but it's causing real damage. That fat wraps around their heart, it squeezes their lungs, and it grinds down their joints with every single step they take.
And hey, let's talk about table scraps. Sure, that little piece of plain chicken might be fine, but what about the onion powder it was cooked with? This list shows just a few of the common human foods that are outright poison to our dogs. Xylitol, which is a common sweetener in peanut butter and gum, can cause liver failure in just 30 minutes. The only truly safe rule is this: if it wasn't made specifically for dogs, don't feed it to them, period.
So, what's the fix for this? It's simple, and it costs maybe a few dollars. Use a measuring cup for every single meal. The feeding instructions on the bag, they're just a starting point. You've got to adjust the amount based on your dog's actual activity level. Precision here equals a longer lifespan.
Okay, for our final section, let's look beyond just the food itself and talk about a few crucial habits for their total well-being. We're talking both mental and physical health.
Now, this might be the most surprising point of all. According to researchers at Yale, just giving your dog their food in a regular bowl can actually be bad for their mental health. Think about it. Their wild ancestors spent hours hunting for food. Our dogs get theirs in 90 seconds flat. That unspent mental energy, it doesn't just disappear. It creates boredom that can lead to anxiety, destructive behaviors, and even brain patterns that look a lot like clinical depression. So, ditching the bowl for a puzzle feeder makes them use their brain, and it can make them a much happier, calmer dog.
Say you've done your research, you've found a better food, and you want to make the switch. That is fantastic, but please don't do it overnight. A sudden change can wreak absolute havoc on their digestive system. The key is a slow, gradual transition over 7 to 10 days, just like you see here. This lets their gut bacteria time to adapt, which prevents some really nasty stomach upset.
Last question for you, and be honest. When was the last time you actually washed your dog's water bowl with soap and water? If it's not a daily habit, it really needs to be. Studies have found that unwashed bowls can become a petri dish for harmful bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. It's such a simple act of hygiene that can prevent some really serious illnesses.
This really says it all, doesn't it? Our dogs give us their unconditional trust and their unconditional love every single day. The small changes we've talked about today are our way of honoring that incredible bond, of making sure the life they give to us is as long and as healthy as it can possibly be.
So here's the bottom line. You now have the knowledge. You know how to feed them at the right time, with the right ingredients, and in the right amounts. You have the power to avoid these common mistakes and to truly protect your best friend from harm. If you found this information valuable and you want more ways to give your dog the amazing, happy life they deserve, please subscribe to Love Dogs right now. Every single explainer we create is designed to help you keep them safe, keep them happy, and keep them by your side for as long as possible. Thank you so much for watching.